Hi, my name is Tomasz and you're watching Casual DIY channel. In today's video we'll be comparing two cordless circular saws. One from Hikoki, other known as Hitachi, and a Parkside one from Lidl. Check out my findings. For a while now I was really curious how a premium saw will compare and stack up against a supermarket saw. So in this video I will show you what actually you get and how much it costs, and then we're gonna compare it in a bit of a test and see if it's worth spending so much more money for the Hikoki, or actually Parkside will do just fine. The first thing obviously we need to talk about is the price. The Parkside, which comes in this snazzy carry case, costed me about I think 70 or 80 quid, so not too bad. Whereas this Hikoki, as I mentioned before, other known as Hitachi, costs about 159 British pounds. So very quickly, let's check out the Parkside one. One battery, charger, edge guide, the saw, another battery, that's it. This is a package where it's a body only for 159 quid, so there's no batteries, there's no edge guide. There's an Allen key inside somewhere and instructions. Okay, so looking at the tools, obviously you can see straight away the quality in the parts used and the design and everything else. And obviously Hikoki beats the Parkside by a mile. You've got this particular model actually comes with a silent mode. It comes with a light. I'm not sure if you can see it there. So it's a cool feature there. It shows you the how much battery you got left, and overall the quality, the materials used are absolutely fantastic. I absolutely love the base plates. You know, everything's nice and clear, everything's accessible. Changing the angles, changing the depth of cut, everything's really good. As you can see, the dust extraction port will never ever fits into my hose. So that is very poor. I can imagine there's an adapter for it that you can attach to it and it will connect to a hose. But as an extra you have to pay. Again, not great. Parkside on the other hand fits like a glove. So what does the Parkside have? It does have a laser, cool option, cheap saw. All the knobs to access the depth of cut and everything else, easy accessible. Actually, like where that's the depth of cut knob there. So if you release that, you can adjust that. That's actually very good, easy accessible. Not bad at all, to be fair. Obviously, the feel to the machine is cheap, right? No doubt about that. But it's quite light. And there isn't any major issues with it. I had it for probably about 2 years now, and I've been using it quite often, to be absolutely honest with you. So that's about it for the features of this machine, but do you actually need more? Now with the Hikoki, you can feel the quality in the tool. It's actually a lot heavier. Now one thing I don't like, apart from the lack of dust extraction attachment, is the handle here. It's absolutely tiny. It really is. I actually prefer the one on the Parkside one. So we've got these two bad boys, and you think to yourself, well, 80 quid, 159 plus the battery pack, about 300 quid. Is it worth getting this? Or will this suffice? To answer that, we need to have a look at the performance of these two saws. The batteries of these two saws are fully charged. This is a 3 amp battery, this is a 2 amp battery. Okay guys, so let's run these machines through a couple of tests. I actually want to use my little toy here, little gadget that actually measures the decibels, the basically noise of tools. As the Hikoki does have the silent option, which obviously this is the sound, but the main feature of it, I think, it's actually to save the power on your battery for jobs that actually you don't require all the power, all the oomph of this machine. After that, we're going to tackle 12mm MDF, 12mm plywood, and 18mm chipboard. On top of that, I want to check how they're going to do where the whole blade is actually buried in material. So I've got this beam over here. It's 90mm in thickness, so both of the blades will actually be buried in that, and we'll see if they're going to stop or they're going to go like knife through butter. One thing that's worth mentioning before I actually continue to the test, the blade on the Hikoki is 165mm, whereas the Parkside from Lidl is 150mm, so you are losing a little bit on the depth of cut on the Parkside one. But let's check out how actually noisy they are. So for this job, I'm actually going to be utilizing my stop blocks on my workbench. As you can see, the meter that reads the decibels is set up over here, whereas on the other side we're going to have our saw with the motor facing the meter. I will now swap the Hikoki to the silent mode. And now it's time for the Parkside. Okay, so as you can see, quite an interesting finding. Obviously, I had to write it down because my memory is not good. So, the Parkside, about 85 decibels, pretty quiet. Hikoki, in the quiet mode, between 85 and 86. And in the normal mode, between 93 to 94 decibels. So quite an interesting situation over here, guys. The Hikoki's got a lot more power, hence is a little bit louder. With the brushless motor though, I was expecting better results, to be absolutely honest with you. But we'll see how actually they're going to cope when cutting stuff through, because the noise is not everything. Before we actually start the test, the Parkside will be first actually swap the blade in the Parkside up to a brand new to give it more or less a equal opportunity to show off with the Hikoki, as the Hikoki's got a nearly new blade as well, so I thought that was only fair. So let's check out how they perform. First, the MDF. $12mm plywood, $18mm chipboard, right then guys, so the next test, plywood, MDF and the chipboard all together. 12mm, 12mm, 18mm, so the depth of cut, both of them will cut through, but we'll see if they actually will. So, let's give it a go. Well, that was quite interesting to see. Both of the saws actually managed to get through. The Hikoki struggled a little bit, but the Parkside actually stopped a few times. But when I actually, stopped pushing so hard and gave the Parkside a bit more time to chew through the wood, it actually went through all right. I'm quite surprised with that, actually. And now it's time for the final test with this bad boy, where the blades of both machines will be hidden in the material itself. So let's see if we can actually make some cuts with these. Okay, I'm actually quite surprised with this because I was betting that at least the Parkside will stop on this. Now, the problem with the Parkside is actually the blade guard. So the first time I actually went through, it stuttered because I couldn't push it through hard enough because of the bloody blade guard that's actually in the way. So that's a minus for the Parkside saw, that the blade guard doesn't go away as it passes through the material. But it actually managed to do the job, which I'm surprised of that. Obviously, the Hikoki went through with no issues at all. 4 cuts, 5 cuts, and yeah, I'm quite impressed, really. There you go, guys. Not sure about you, but I'm quite surprised with the performance of the Parkside saw. Now, imagine this 60 or 70 quid saw that comes with 2 batteries, a laser, a dust extraction point, obviously a blade and a charger, and get one of those, the Freud blade, for about what, 20 quid? Imagine what that could do. It would be an absolute beast. 159 quid. Not even an edge guide. Oh yeah, Parkside has got an edge guide as well. Now, obviously, if you are a fully fledged carpenter and that's your main stream of income, I could actually imagine that the Hikoki will last a lot longer than the Parkside. The Hikoki, it does seem to be made from better materials, obviously, and the motor does have a little bit more power than the Parkside. But if you're a normal DIYer and you're going to be using your saw from time to time, I can see really the point of spending a lot more for the Hikoki. But that's my opinion on it, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think. And obviously the biggest downside of the Parkside saw is it's not always available. It only comes ever so often when Lidl decides to put them on sale. Whereas Hikoki is obviously widely available. But that's just a quick overview of a fully professional tool, which is Hikoki. Before it was Hitachi. So, and now, a supermarket, a food supermarket chain saw, Parkside. I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually really impressed with the Parkside. So I was really thinking that it was going to fail on the way somewhere, but yeah, it stopped a few times, but in the end it managed to get through. I can imagine if you're going to put it through a lot of pressure for, you know, a long period of time it will fail, whereas the Hikoki will probably actually work, but time will tell. I hope you enjoyed this little quick video today, guys. If you did, drop me that like button down below, and I hope to see you on my next woodworking adventure. Till then, take care.